Okay. Hello. I don't know if anybody can hear me. I have 3 people in here. Oh, this is all different from when I used it before. See, yeah, this is weird. Okay, it's all kind of weird. Now there's only 2 of us. So, hello. Um, all right, we'll put that in there. Let's do it this way. Oh, I don't want to do that. Never mind. I really don't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. Never mind. All right. So, oh, we're up to 7. Let's see who's in here. Um, no, it won't let me out of that. There we go. So, Gil was in here. Sumi. Oh, she's off. She'll catch it on replay. Thanks, Sumi. I'm going to go live again this week. I didn't get to do what I wanted to do today, so I'm going to go live again. So, um, Gil was in here, and Graham and Prepping were in here. Magic is lurking while driving, and Hardneck Farms is in here. Thanks, guys. So glad you guys are all in here. I was going to try to post the link, but it's not letting me post the link. It's kind of weird. Usually it would let me do, oh, there we go, post a comment. So, but now, there we go. Now I can put it in there. Here's the link if anybody wants to come up. So, yeah. I'm out and about. I wasn't planning on being out and about. I was planning on being at my daughter's and dog sitting, but I had to go out and do some stuff. Had to, of course, get a fountain pop while I was in town. But I got some venison given to me, and I need to process that. So I may do something with that this week. I also want to do a cranberry recipe. I've already done cranberry juice, cran apple juice, and I believe I've done my cranberry sauce. So I think I might do a cranberry curd this time. So if you are interested in that, give me a thumbs up in the chat, and I will, I gave myself one. I will do a recipe this week. I may try to even do it as a live video because it's water bath. I can do it right at my daughter's there. So pretty exciting. I've been doing some Black Friday shopping today on Amazon. So I've got a couple interesting things I purchased that way. But yeah, I just thought I'd go live for a little bit today and see. I didn't make it at 1 o'clock because my daughter was picking me up. We're switching out cars. My other daughter is loaning me her van since the daughter I'm dog sitting for's car doesn't have power steering. I'm like, I can't drive this thing. So we're going to keep that one parked, and I'm going to borrow another one. And good news, I've bought a vehicle, and I hope. And so I may be getting that really soon. So that'll be very cool. But yeah, there's the link if anybody wants to come up. If you're out there and want to come up and chat, I'd be happy to have some company while I do this live. It's really hard to talk to yourself. But some exciting things coming up. I spoke to somebody yesterday, and the second week of December, I have some really good news that I get to share with all of you. So I am very excited. I'm the first one to find out. And so I'll be very excited to make sure that you guys are in the know as soon as I can release the news. I am so excited. Um, Also, yesterday, I have committed to speaking at the Mitten Homesteaders event. It is in May in Lake Odessa, Michigan, at the fairgrounds, and I will be presenting 2 different days. So I will be there both the Saturday and on the Friday. I will be doing some water bath canning and some pressure canning for folks. Um, and All American and Superb have promised to do some sponsorships for the Minton Homesteaders Conference, which I'm very, very happy to share with that. So I can't wait to see what comes of that. So if you are in the mid Michigan area, or even it's not that far to drive up southern Michigan up to Lake Odessa, it's right outside of Ionia. So it's very central in the lower part of the state. It'd be awesome to have you guys come and do some stuff there with us and visit. And there's going to be a ton of good speakers. I know that I got some apple trees that were grafted and they are doing wonderful. Like every single one of them has survived, lived, doing really well. And so I was really pleased with that. There was people that were doing some jewelry that I've ordered some of it. I haven't got it yet. Um, I need to get a hold of them again. That's my bad. It's on me. Um, so that was also something I wanted to get um, a hold of. They were there. There was a seminar on rabbits. There was a lady doing some herbal stuff. There was a lady doing fermentation, and I got to take home some kombucha starter and some kefir. I didn't even know how much I loved kefir. I really great samples. Oh, yeah. There was so much. I can't even begin to tell you how much I got to do and loved it last year. And I just went as a uh, visitor. This year I get to present, so that's pretty cool. I'm very excited to be a part of that. That's a great program. They just got started, and this is going to be, growing and growing and growing because it's really well organized. So that's coming up for next year. I announced last night I got my first seed catalog, so I'm going to start planting my garden already. I am excited about that. Um, Boy, just a lot going on. So much going on. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see what's coming up in the new year and getting plans. I plan on being at the Food Independent Summit again in June of next year. So I've got stuff going on in May, stuff going on in June. Yeah, that is really cool. So, does anybody have any canning questions? I know last night I went live with Gil and we talked about canning and repurposing holiday leftovers. Uh, and so I went out today and was gifted a 3-pound bag of carrots, 3 pounds of green beans, 3 1-pound bags of onions, a great big apple pie, and some grapes. So, like, my Thanksgiving dinner is like, I already bought my 33-cent turkey at Meijer. My Thanksgiving dinner is like all in the bag. The only thing I have to do is go and get the stuff for a 7-layer salad. Yes, and I was gifted a deer. We talked about that for a minute when you were busy lurking and didn't hear. The link is in the link if you want to come up, Mark, if you're not driving now and can talk. Hey, Gil has been a member for 22 months. Amazing. Thank you, Gil. That's really amazing. Thank you so much. Uh, you know, Gil has kind of kept me going here. Sometimes you get a little burned out, and I've gotten a little burned out, but I always know that I've got something on Monday. So he has really, really been a real supporter of our channel in a lot of ways, and I really appreciate that. Oh, you've picked up the pup from the vet and you're at the light. I hope the pup did good at the vet. I'm glad he didn't have to stay there very long. It's only 2 o'clock here, so that's good. He didn't have to. He got in and out real good then. That's good. So, um, yes, I also will do a video of processing the deer. I don't know how much I'll show because Facebook doesn't always like to show some of that. I know my daughter wants a lot of it ground into hamburger, and I have to figure out how I'm going to do that for her. So, um, yeah, there's that. We'll get it figured out. May have to wait to grind it until after Thanksgiving because I need to use my KitchenAid for Thanksgiving. So, because we don't want to miss out on the peanut butter pies. Does anybody have anything that they have that is traditional for their Thanksgiving that's not a traditional Thanksgiving food? Hey, Bushcraft, the link is in the link if you want to come up. Um, just a kind of a lunch and chat. So, but yeah, we're gonna process all that stuff that I was just given. So I may make like some venison stew because I got onions, carrots, potatoes. Yeah, I'm not canning the potatoes separate, Mark. Um, so yeah, I may do some of that, may use some of it for Thanksgiving. Um, but oh, it's snowing at Gills. So Idaho is getting snow. It is dropped in temperature here, but it is as you can tell, it is super sunny and nice out, but windy here. Um, but that also means that it's cold in Michigan in November. When it's sunny, it's cold. So it is very sunny. But yeah. Um, I lost my train of thought. Another thing that we do that back to Thanksgiving, what atypical foods, um, being a Midwesterner, we always have the deviled eggs and we have a grape salad. So that's, I have to get the stuff to make grape salad and I have to get the stuff to make, 7-layer salad. So I think that other than that, my Thanksgiving is all taken care of. So I'm pretty excited about that. So, um, yeah, that's about it. What's going on? Not a whole lot. I'll put let me see here. Post comment. See if I can the link there. There. So there's the link again if anybody wants to come up. Yeah. Oh, well, snow is a 4-letter word, Bushcraft. Bushcraft said, keep that stuff. Oh, I don't know how to. There we go. It's been so long since I was the one in charge of the. I've been a guest on everybody else's StreamYard. I haven't, with farmers markets on Thursdays, I have not been going live, and I need to get back in the practice of it. It took me about 3 tries to get in because they're doing their Black Friday sale, and I couldn't get past the sale on 40% off StreamYard. So, but I used to do one every Thursday, and it was always Thursday at noon when my son was going to college. I was driving him. He didn't have his driver's license at that point, and I was doing one every Thursday at noon while I sat in the parking lot and waited for him to come out. And then farmers market started. He got his driver's license, and then farmers market has started, and I just haven't gotten back into that routine. So as we go forward now, I should be able to get back into the routine. I was going to do it Thursday this week, but then Thursday is obviously not a good day for doing the live. Hi, Brampton Gardner. Thank you for coming in and sewing and listening. I got a pattern yesterday. I want to do sew some pot holders, but they're the ones that go on your cast iron handles. So I want to try that. So I'm going to try to do more lives, try to get back to a regular day. It should be, you know, probably going to try to do the Thursday at noon, or 1 o'clock again, do the lunch and learn. I got to look though. Dr. Paula does one and at that time. So whatever, I'm going to do mine so it's after hers. So I used to do it at noon. I think I might move to 1 o'clock, so then I'll be right after her so we don't um conflict with time. And I also really like to watch what she's doing. So yes. Um a silicone one. I have a silicone one. I use it when I go camping, but I saw where you could make them with, like, you just make them like quilted and you use the microwavable quilt batting that you use for the um, bowl warmers or bowl cozies. And so I'm going to see if I can't make some. They're real, look like they're really easy to make. So I have a craft show I'm actually going to do here. And oops, there we go. A couple of weeks. December 7th, I'm taking some stuff to a craft show. I went with my niece. She does craft shows, and I was her helper. And this one, you get a free table if you come. So I'm like, well, when you get your table, order me a table, and then I'll just do a few things. So I'm going to make a few things to sell. We'll see. Ooh, good to know. We have a Hobby Lobby near me. So the heat resistant batting is at Hobby Lobby. I will go get it from there. Oh, so thank you. The Insulbright for hot pads, but it has metal, so no microwave. Well, I just want them for the cast iron pan. So if that one is that Insulbright, um, how do I? Is that Instant Bright more heat resistant than the heat resistant? If that makes any sense? Would it be able to hold it and hold it longer? Something like that. So yeah, the free table is pretty awesome. I am really excited about the free table. And I did see the comment up here. I will use my coupon. Thank you. I did see the comment about you losing your night slot, your Thursday night slot. So if you know when you're going live again, let me know and I will share you out. So we'll get you back going in your regular slot too. I'll be glad to help. Um, Yeah, the free table is awesome. It's a church one in a real small little town. But I have a few things that I have made um, just to go along with what my niece was making for her table. So I thought, I'll try it. It'll be fun. It'll be something. It'll give me something to do for the day, get me out of the house. So, okay. So that's what I will get that one then. So, well, yeah, just send me a message that you're going to go live and I'll try to go live, try to come in and watch and share you out. So we all got to support each other. Yeah, that's what today is sort of. It was a random pop-up ad that live that I just advertised on um our Monday night live. So, but yeah, I also want to make a hot pad. Maybe I should do some sewing, a couple sewing videos to go underneath my canning jars when I set them all out, and I've got the fabric for that. So then I might need to get a couple yards. We'll see how much it is. But I want to do a canning pad. So I might do that as a video. I've had that in mind for a while. I just haven't had it. I haven't had a good sewing day. You know, like sometimes you just have to be like in the mood. Oh, okay. So you like using the Insulbright inside of table runners. Okay. Yeah, I want to do a table pad. So when I set my jars down, the heat doesn't bother the top of my table. Take the finish and make it bubble and stuff. I've got one in my kitchen right now that's a little bubbly. I need to get my butcher block table that I made, and I did a video on that too, um, that I made, and I need to get that and have it where I'm at now. Okay, well, here. Oh, you're in there. Thank you. There we go.
Hello.
There.
I'm not in a car anymore.
Yay. Okay, let me get out of this. I can't. Sorry, I gotta see. There we go. I'm in
There
the.
you are.
There we go. I'm in the
Yeah,
sun. I can't see
one
the
thing we do
chat.
here every year is after the turkey's done, aside from making soup, yeah, I'll roast my bones off, make broth. I'll can the broth. So this year's gravy is last year's turkey broth.
Oh yeah, I do that too. I do that too. Or sometimes I cook one to can. I'll do it the week before or a couple weeks before, and then
Right.
freeze. And then I either can the broth or freeze it. So right now I am totally out of broth. Like I had to
Oh,
buy broth at the store
oh
again.
no.
It went on sale, so I did grab a bunch of it. But I'm like, oh my goodness, I had to buy broth. I need to go find. I need to find a good source. I've lost my butcher. They've retired. They went out of business. Um, I need to find a good place to buy some broth. But
Just buy a bunch of turkeys on sale after Thanksgiving, and like we always do. And I've cooked at this point. I've already cooked two or three. I think two
oh,
turkeys and a
I
couple
am
chickens for my dog for the last month and a half for his diet.
I'm out of jars,
Ooh, that's a problem.
but I'm getting some sent to me
Eat
soon.
eat some potatoes.
Oh, yes. Actually, I need to go dump some potatoes. It's
you
like I
can't you
hate to
can't mix
do it.
you can't mix them with the mashed, and the kids won't know the difference. No, they'll know. They taste it.
They know. They get um
They
they're
get
not the same.
pasty.
Yeah, pasty. That's the word for it. Yeah, no, they'll know. Yeah. Oh yes, the I do that too. I'll grab a rotisserie chicken and make broth
Oh,
with the carcass.
we do that all the time. My wife would be like, "Hey, I'm going to Sam's. What do you want?" I'm like, two rotisserie chickens. She's like,
Yep.
"Oh yeah." She'll bring them home. We'll eat what we want. I'll strip all the meat off of it and throw the bones right in the pot. Best chicken stock ever.
I have one in the refrigerator right now. I need to. They always have them clearanced out at our Walmart. They make a lot of them here because it's a college town, and then they don't sell because it's a college town and college. Even though the Walmart is big because it's a college town, they don't sell them because it's a college town and they're going to go buy fast food. You know, but because of they do the proportion of the store kind of thing. So there's always they always have some always that are clearancing out. So I always buy the cold ones and yeah. Ooh, I want one of those. The rotisserie that attaches to the barbecue. I used to have one of those Magic Chef rotisserie cookers. Oh, that was so good.
We had one of those my wife's grandfather had, and we used it once or twice. It was like this giant aluminum cylinder with the gear drive and all that. You put the chicken on there and slide the gears on it and put it in there, and it was great. But it was like I think it was a Norelco from like 1961, and it worked, but then it didn't work, and we were kind of afraid it would catch fire and do bad
Yeah,
things.
I had the one that you put on your countertop and it cooks your
Mm-hmm.
chicken as it turns it, and I just absolutely love that thing. And then somebody borrowed it, and I never got it back.
Oh,
Oh, yes, I love things I can set and forget.
yeah, set it and forget it.
Set it and
Oh,
forget it.
don't forget it. The smell will remind you it's going.
Well, and I have the smoker, so we didn't talk about how we were doing our turkey. This year, we're doing our turkey like we did last time. So that Tony's Charcour, I can't say his last name. We just call it Tony's. It's the injection stuff that's probably full of chemicals that I probably shouldn't inject into my food, but it's so good.
My wife bought me one of those injector giant hypodermic looking
Yeah,
things,
yeah.
and with the big, it's got the big needles on it, so you can literally put chopped garlic through it. I was
Oh,
like, "Ooh, we got to do this." So I might play. Well, I don't know if I'm going to play around with the Thanksgiving turkey. Although my one daughter, her husband's sick, and she's afraid to come out, so it's just me and the wife, and she works until 7 p.m. So it'll just be me cooking all day.
well,
But
we did four turkeys this way, and we did the different. We did the Cajun, we did the garlic and butter, we did the traditional, and we even did the jalapeno. This that Tony's does. We loved every one of them. I have been picking them up whenever I find them on sale or at the discount clearance place up in Clare. The bump and dent grocery, I call it.
Yeah, we have a couple of those.
You know, 39 cents. It expires next week. Okay, whatever. Because I don't care. That date means nothing to me. So I have picked them up. So I have four of those. But we do the injection and then we put the turkey in the smoker. Best
Ooh,
turkeys ever. We wound up doing two turkeys at Thanksgiving and two turkeys at Christmas.
I,
And then we wound up doing two turkeys at Easter.
I don't have the nerve to do a turkey. I'll do a chicken. I haven't done a turkey in my smoker
You
because
have
it's
to
not
add.
it's not electric. It's wood only.
That's
So I
what
got to
my
watch.
ours is. That's what ours is. It's a smoker. Well, it is electric, but it's wood smoked.
No, this is not electric. It's just got the box on the side. You get your wood tray going and you throw your chips in there, and it's just literally heat and smoke from a fire. No electric, no Bluetooth, nothing. I got the Bluetooth thermometers,
Hmm.
so I stick it in my products in there, my shrimp and my beef, and that when I'm doing it, and I can watch it while I'm sitting on the deck here.
Well, our electric only bakes the wood chips. It doesn't heat the smoker.
Oh, okay,
Okay, so it's only electric burner
for the smoke.
for the smoke. So sometimes in Michigan it's really hard in the winter. You can't use the smoker. We found out it's not real easy to use the smoker in December.
Yeah, but anything below 50 degrees, it makes it tough to keep the temperature up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
learned that the hard way after went and got a whole bunch of plywood to build a windbreak. I'm trying to smoke stuff in our last house in January, and there was snow on the ground, and it was like 15 degrees outside. My wife's like, I want smoked shrimp. I'm like, okay. So we fired up the smoker, and it was all I could do. Every time the wind blew, the temperature went down. I was like, man. So I'm putting plywood around it and trying to keep the wind on. It worked, but it took like twice as long.
She
So,
said to use that injector in your prime rib.
oh yeah,
I got a brisket. Oh my goodness, Mark. This thing is like it was $30. So it's over 10 pounds. It was 30 something. 3.39 a pound.
nice.
I was at Sam's and they had this great big brisket. Huge. And I looked at the price and it was like $30. And I looked at the price per pound. I'm like, oh, this baby is coming home with me. It was
Nice.
like it was the weight of a toddler.
Yeah.
It
So
weighed more.
best thing to inject prime rib with, wait for it, melted tallow.
Ooh,
Heat your
yes.
tallow up nice and hot so it doesn't burn your injector plastic tube needle. And yep, suck it up and poke it all the way down one end and slowly draw it out as you do it. And you wind up with like these white polka dots in the middle before you cook it. You cook it, oh, you want to talk about extra, and then throw it in the sous, bag it up and throw it in the sous vide. I
Oh, I
throw it in
should do
there.
that.
I throw it in there at 129 degrees. The one I'm doing this year the prime rib probably weighs 9 pounds, big one, and like it's long. And I'll inject the heck out of it, bag it up, drop it in the sous vide, let it go for like 14 hours at 129 degrees. And then when it comes out, I throw the grill on outside and super is the hottest it'll go. And
Mhm.
I just roll it around a little bit just to give it that sear and a good caramelized flavor on it. And it's done. It's medium rare, edge to edge. You slice it, you better have a bucket under it because of all the juices coming out of it. Okay, sorry. Too bad CR's not on.
Yeah,
We're
he'll be here in a minute. You just made me hungry, so
just
he'll be
talking about
here
food, so yeah.
really quick. Oh, what?
I'll have to do a video on that one when I do it.
Yes. I forgot about the sous vide, and I think I'm gonna cut this brisket into thirds. So they're 10-pound portions, and then I could do that with the sous vide.
Yeah, for brisket though, I wouldn't do it at 130
Mhm.
because brisket you don't want medium rare because it still stays it won't be as tender. I would literally bring that one up to about 150.
Mhm.
Maybe look around and see what other people do if they're sous vide a whole brisket and temperature and time. Too short of a time, it's still just beef and it doesn't really have
Yeah.
much. It doesn't get that tender. There's an intermediate point, and if you go way too long, it actually starts to fall apart.
Ah,
So and then get mushy, and you don't want that either.
no. I need to go get I have the sous vide thing. I need to go get the sous vide
No, you don't.
thing.
Get a 48 quart cooler cheap at the Goodwill. Whether even if the hinge is busted, cut a notch. I don't even do that. I just take the lid off of one of mine. I got a bunch of
Uh-huh.
them. I hang the sous vide on the side, and I just cover it with saran wrap just to keep the heat in. The cooler will keep it nice and warm, and it's big. It's a 48,
Mm,
and it'll heat it. It just takes a little longer. But once it gets up to temperature, you throw your food in there, and it'll drop the temp down. It'll take a little while to come back up, but because it's insulated, it doesn't lose as much heat. And I just do it
right.
outside on the deck. When I'm done, I just dump the water out in the garden.
Okay. I will do that because I was like, I got to go get one of those because I want to do that. Well, I want to do my mushroom tinctures in the sous vide machine. So,
That works.
oh, a Playmate cooler.
Yeah,
Oh,
Playmate will work. Yeah. Well, it
yeah.
depends. Now you need to make sure there's enough room for the sous vide where your meat isn't right up against it, so the water can circulate. So
Yeah.
depending if you have one of the regular Playmates, it might work. You might. I usually put a cook like a baking rack or something in the bottom of it to keep it off the bottom, so the water circulates under it. And I just use a bunch of different binder clips and pairs of tongs, and it's all stainless. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And just to keep it in the middle so you get 100% circulation around all sides. You don't want it laying on the bottom or stuck to the side because then it just won't cook there. So you
Sure.
need the trick on sous vide is full circulation around it. They make racks and stuff. When I do sous vide steaks, I have another like a taco shell rack,
Mm-hmm.
and I can lay the steaks in there, and I just lay something on top of it to keep them separate so the water gets in between them. I could do like 6 or 8 steaks at once.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do that. I need to experiment with it. I was so excited to get it, and then I haven't used it at all yet. So,
Well, come on, girl. We buy
well,
these toys and we don't use them. We got to use them, or
I know.
they're just toys in a box ready to be donated.
Well, yeah,
What are you
but
afraid of it?
no, I just haven't had the pan to use. I don't have a big enough pan to use. So
No, you
that
can. I mean, you can pick up just go to Goodwill. You'll find some kind of a tub. Even if you can even use a regular like a tote, a
mhm.
20-gallon tote or something from Lowe's or Home Depot or
Yeah.
wherever, and it
We
won't
have
keep
a
the heat in as
we
much.
have a
But
Gordon Foods restaurant store too. It might be cheaper just to go get a regular pan from a regular plastic pan that's
yeah,
made
you
for
get
the soup.
it's a Cambro. I have a it's basically the size of a half sheet tray, side to side,
Mhm.
and it has the lid, and I cut the lid out so my lid fits on there, and my rack fits perfect in the bottom. And but it was like even that one was like it was like $30 for the
Okay.
Cambro, which is fine. I can store everything in there, but when I do a lot more stuff, I just break open one of the 48 quart coolers and use that.
All right. Well, I'll go look. I'll see if I can. Might not be able to find a cooler right now at my usual thrift spots, but
Look on Facebook
out of
Marketplace.
season.
You'd be surprised.
All right. But yeah.
$5. I got a 60 quart cooler. Great. I'll take it. Throw a bunch of rocks in the bottom of it to take up the extra water space because you don't need to heat that much. The rocks will absorb heat.
Mhm.
But yeah, just throw something in there to take up space because you don't need that much space if it's a big cooler.
Okay. Well, good to
Call
know.
me. Send me a picture. I'll be like, yep, you can do that.
Okay. All right. I'll send you a picture when I'm at the thrift store.
There you
Uh,
go.
I bought some jars. I'm so excited. I got some jars for 50 cents a jar. They're they look like ball canning jars, but they have little uh the green ones, the green one piece lid, the lids I call them. Has Christmas trees on the glass, and then the red ones have candy canes crossed or something like that.
They're not
And
painted on, are they?
no, they're clear glass with these etched in them. And on the bottom it says food safe.
Nope. Okay.
They're brand new. They still have the wherever they got them from was selling them for $1.50 a jar. And
Probably
then I got
Christmas tree shop.
yeah, and then and it's from the thrift store, but they still have the brand new stickers on them. So I was gonna take those to the craft fair and maybe do some snowman soup in them. Have you heard of snowman soup, Mark?
Um, no, but I'm
It's
just gonna guess it's
it's
got like
it's hot
carrots and
cocoa.
charcoal in it.
Nope, it's hot cocoa. It's hot cocoa with marshmallows and chopped up candy canes. It sounds cute though. It
Actually,
sounds better than
you could sell canned snowmen.
uh-huh.
Just fill it up with water, drop some lumps of coal and small lumps of coal from the fish tank store, and a carrot.
Yeah. Yeah. Canned snowman. Instant
Yeah,
snowman. Just add ice or
yeah,
cold ice.
just freeze it. Yeah, freeze it and see what happens.
Yeah. That'd be sort of like selling refrigerators to Eskimos here in Michigan.
Yeah, that and freeze dried water and yeah, all the good stuff.
Hey, I have a can, and I not here because it's
You
in
showed us
storage.
that one on one of the shows.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like freeze dried water. I'm like, yeah, okay.
like this can.
Yeah,
They used to give those as gag gifts, or like little. You bought $20 worth of stuff at the auto parts store. They'd give you one of those cans of instant water. Just add water.
yeah. That
Yeah.
was always a joke in Boy Scouts.
Hi,
Water's so heavy
Foreman
to
Court.
carry. Bring some freeze dried water.
Welcome. Yeah, freeze dried water. Have you tried any freeze dried water in your? That would ruin your freeze dryer, wouldn't it? Or at least
No,
make it hard to.
nope. It's just like freeze drying soup, but the only thing that comes out is water. It just freezes to the walls of the freeze dryer. Too much volume of water in there, you're going to get some ice inclusion into your heater trays, and then that causes its own problem.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like it would make the food very good.
Yeah, well,
I
it
am.
just it won't finish the cycle because the water on the ice on the side keeps melting and resublimating elsewhere, and it keeps hitting the heater trays. I've actually had to pull food out and put it back in the freezer while I thawed the freeze dryer so I could put it back in and start all over again because it was too much water load. I was doing chili, and I had some really
Oh,
full trays of chili, and it was just so much moisture in there. And I was up to like 49 hours, and I pulled a tray out, and I still had a lot of weight to go. And then I realized what's going on. Pulled them out, threw them back in the freezer, thawed the freeze dryer out. Next day, started up, put it all back again. Then I had like an inch and a half of ice all around the drum, and it doesn't hurt anything. But I put it back in when it was finally done. I had another inch of ice on there. I was like, wow, that was some wet chili. Well, it was a lot of. It probably had, I think I had 2.5 gallons of chili in there, and that's a lot of water. I won't do that
yeah,
again.
yeah. Could you condense it, boil it down, and get some of the water out, or put it in
Yeah,
like a crock pot and let
well,
it cook down?
yeah, sort of, but that it's I wanted it the way I made it, or my daughter wanted it the way her recipe says. So I cook it that way. It's exactly what she wants. Freeze dry it. I just weigh it before and after, so I know how much water came out and how much water to add
Oh,
back to it.
okay.
And she adds it. Yeah, you can cook it down, but then it just I don't. I'd rather do it the way I like it, and then play games of trying to cook it down that thick. I mean, it's like beef broth. I won't freeze dry beef broth. It's kind of pointless. Yeah, you could cook it down to a demi glaze, 80% reduction, and have a nice thick beef sauce, and then freeze dry that. Sure, and you just add as much water as you want to. It depends on how thick you want. If you want it for
Make
au
it kind of
jus,
like
if you want it glaze.
a beef bouillon kind of thing.
Yeah,
Kind
you basically just have beef bouillon powder, which is it's
of.
your beef, it's your food. I mean, that's what I love about it. It's my food. I know what's in it. Everything I did
I was
about it
so
is
excited. This brisket, I was laughing. I'm paying $3.39 a pound, but I'm getting it had a lot of tallow on the outside. I
that's
was like,
fine.
oh, I need that for my venison. I'm going back to the
That's all right. That's all good.
but um I needed it for my venison, and I was so excited that I had it, and then that was before I even got the venison. So
I
I
told you
know you
last night
can't.
I made brownies yesterday, not to really eat, but to freeze dry. I didn't put any oil in the recipe. It was 2 boxes of Duncan Hines, I think, and I used 2 cans of cherry pie filling and
Oh,
mashed the cherries up as best I could. Then I took like 5 or 6 of the little vending bags of nuts, cashews. I rolled them up with a rolling pin, dumped that in there, and then I just added enough water to make it like batter.
better.
Poured it in my trays. It was a little rubbery when it came out. I didn't care. Tasted good because then as soon as it cooled down, I cut them up to little squares. They're in the freezer right now. My freeze dryer I set before I went and got the dog. So I'm going to throw them in there. So I got my little brownie bites, and they're mine.
Ooh. I thought you said you made them for Lori.
No, she ate a couple. I left them out. She has her diet thing. She's like, what's in it? I told her. She's like, well, I can't eat many. I was like, I just left a little bowl of like 4 of them. And it's all the edge pieces, which I usually eat. And I left 4 of them there, and I think there's 1 left. I haven't eaten any. Well, I ate enough when I cooked them off and trimmed them up.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you already tasted it. You did it.
oh, I know
Every
what it
good
tastes
cook
like.
has
We're
to do a
good.
taste
Oh yeah,
test.
unless it's liver, in which case you're on your own. I'll cook it well, and you tell me if it tastes good.
Well, we like liver at our house. In fact, I made the mistake. My daughter said yuck, and I made her. I had this policy when my kids were little. You didn't have you had to take something and try it. If you didn't like it, just shove it off to the side and continue eating. But if you said yuck, so that the other kids wouldn't eat, then you had to eat the whole thing. It's just a manners thing for me. I don't care if you don't eat it. Try it, push it off to the side of your plate, and continue on. But if you have to make a big production and like insult my cooking, you know, then you have to eat the whole thing. So I made liver for Scott and I, and she came out in the kitchen. What do you, and I had their meal was already made and in the oven. She just didn't see it. And because I figured they wouldn't eat the liver and I didn't buy that much of it, figuring they wouldn't eat it. But we wanted it. And
Bacon and onions.
she came out and she's like, "What are you making?" I said, "I'm frying liver." "Oh, yuck." "Well, now you get liver. Now you get my dinner and I have to eat the stuff I didn't want that I made for you." Great. And she proceeded to try to eat Scott's liver as well. Like she loved it. She was going for the whole frying pan of
Must have been the
liver.
must have been the bacon and the onions.
Bacon, onions, a lot of
Oh
butter, and
yeah.
it was, you know, yeah.
We culinary school's the same way. I mean, they didn't care. You had to taste it. Taste means it hits your taste buds. Doesn't mean it has to go to your stomach.
No, you just have to.
And we would literally put it in our mouth, taste it, and do the splat 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 to make sure you get all the flavors. You know what's in there, how it tastes, whether it's good or not. And if you didn't want to swallow, you just spit it in a trash can. Nobody cared.
Right. Yeah. I was sort of the same way with the kids. If you want to like discreetly spit it into your napkin and then it hits the trash can, that's fine. If you want, you take a bite, swallow it, you don't like it, shove it to the corner of your plate, but don't say yuck. That just drove me nuts. You know, try new things. And if you don't like it, just thank you and move on.
Yeah, you say this tastes interesting, Mom, but it
Yeah.
doesn't
Don't make me,
really. It doesn't.
no,
It doesn't tease my palate.
yeah. And just, or you just say no, thank you, and don't take it, or the next time. It's not,
Ew.
you don't have to be making faces and, you know,
What?
go
No
carrying
drama in the
on.
household? What's wrong with you? There's always drama in a household.
Oh, I had 4 kids
Oh,
and they
jeez.
were all 4 years apart, except the younger one was a little bit younger. You know, what the one liked, the other one never liked. I had 2 kids. Well, they still have them, but they're adults now. They are complete polar opposites of each other. Total. And it was like, oh my goodness. For McForce, you weren't in here. Um, I got brisket for $3.39 a pound the other day. I am like just skipping out of the store with that thing. I was so happy. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. Um, but yeah, like they were just night and day. One was dark haired, one had red hair, one was very short, one was very tall. They were both really skinny,
How many
but
different
they were
mailmen did
just
you have? Sorry.
they have the same father. Thank you. But it was just like weird. And like when they both grew up and moved away, one moved to New York and the other one moved to Hawaii. And I always said that's because they wanted to get as far away from each other as they could and still be in the United States. They
And they
literally
probably
were
still
on.
talk.
No.
No, okay.
Nope. Nope. Not much that I know of. Uh,
So you talk about
they're
feeding the kids. We used to when the kids. I had twins, and then we had one, and then we had twins 3 years later, and all girls. And they love macaroni and cheese. And Mommy would always make the infamous Kraft
Mhm.
macaroni and cheese. Well, what she didn't tell them she was doing every time is she would throw a couple slices of American in there to make it creamier, and like 2 little shots of Frank's hot sauce,
Mhm.
and never told them. And they were like, "This is the best." They'd go to their friend's house, and their mom would make mac and cheese. They're like, "Yeah, it doesn't taste like my mother's." She's like, "What does she do different?" I'm like, "I don't think anything. It's just the box." And then they went to college, and they started making mac and cheese. And they're just like, they call mommy. They're like, "Why can't my mac and cheese taste like yours?" She's like, "You don't want to know." She's like, "Yeah, we do." This is my oldest. She told her, she's like, "Get a couple slices of American cheese from, when you go to the cafeteria, just grab some American cheese and throw it in a baggie and stick it in your bag in your purse." She's like, "And grab a bottle of hot sauce." What? Hot sauce? She didn't like hot sauce.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, I'm not kidding." She's like, "Grab some Frank's Red Hot and just put like 2 or 3 drops in there. You don't taste the heat, but it's enough to open your taste buds up, so it just tastes cheesier." She did that. Every kid at Georgia Tech was stealing the hot sauce from the cafeteria because they were making mac and cheese back in their dorm room.
Yeah. 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 We do the same thing, but we use just a little squirt of mustard in our mac and cheese.
Yeah,
And you
there's that.
can't taste it. You don't know what's in there. You can't taste it, but it just makes it creamier and cheesier. And I don't know, guess because it opens up your taste buds. Same
Yeah,
principle, I
it doesn't
guess.
really make it creamier and cheesier. It just makes it taste really good. I used to do it for all the. I love to make baked ziti's and baked mac and cheese with ziti
Hmm.
for all the potlucks for the schools and stuff. And everybody waited for it. They're like, "Is your dad coming?" And she's like, "Yeah." "What's he bringing?" "Mac and cheese." Oh my god, I'd have to bring 2 hotel pans full of mac and cheese and 2 chafing racks because nobody would eat anybody else's food. Most of their stuff, they just went to the store and bought it. And everybody waiting for my mac. And I'd throw some breadcrumbs with some. I'd mix some butter and parsley and garlic in the breadcrumbs and that, and bake it. And oh yeah, it was just like the thing. I'm like, and then she graduated, and they're just like, "Can your dad just come to the potlucks anyway?" It's like, no, I don't have time for that. I got 2 other daughters in 2 other schools that I need to deal with this.
I was the chicken and noodles lady for the swim team. So the swim team, they need carbs. They're none of this dieting frou-frou stuff that
No.
these other teams do. And so you have to bring in breakfast. But they get kind of sick of breakfast food. So when it was my turn to take in food for their breakfast meal, I took in a roaster of homemade noodles, chicken and homemade noodles. I got home, I got nothing back from that. When I went to pick up the roaster from coach,
They
there was nothing in it. I'm looking,
licked
and
it clean.
coach says, "Well, after the girls went through the line, the boys asked if they could go through the line, and your daughter said sure." So
Oops.
I literally, fed both swim teams that morning, but that's fine. That was why I took it, and that's why I took so much. But it was, like after that, it was like, "Hey, Amy, is your mom coming?"
Yeah.
If mom's coming to this school, whatever, tell her we need her noodles. Tell mom to bring her noodles.
Yeah, we'll come pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, she
I see
can't
my
come.
kids' teachers in stores all the time still. I mean,
Mhm.
10 years later, I'm still seeing them in the stores and that. And they're like, because I used to do like the spaghetti dinner for them for the concert choir. They let me use the kitchen, the cafeteria kitchen. And oh yeah, I make my own meat sauce and tomato sauce, everything, not from scratch, but cans, but I always made it my way. I didn't just dump cans of sauce in there and call it sauce. And they're like, can you come back at any given time? Can we just call you? Can you come do our spaghetti potluck? It has never been the same. I'm like, uh, you can try to call me. We'll see what's going on that week before, because I would go out and buy loaves of French breads and cut them up, make garlic bread, wrap them all in foil individually. It took hours. And just throw them in the oven so they had hot garlic bread and, good cheese and everything to go on it. And people would pay to, that was not the potluck. It was like a spaghetti dinner for a
Yeah,
fundraiser.
yeah,
And, yeah, it didn't cost that much either. I mean, I'd buy like 2 cases of 20 pounds of spaghetti, and that would be gone. Everything would be gone. People would just take stuff to go. After, if I had stuff left over, we had styrofoam to go trays in the cafeteria, and the cafe ladies were like, "Yeah, to use them, take them. We're taking some too." And it would be gone. I wouldn't have to worry about cleaning much of anything except run everything through the dishwasher and call it a day, and I'm done.
yeah. We had a dinner when I was in school. We had a fundraiser dinner for the French class, and we actually it was quite expensive as far as like that kind of stuff went. So I think it was like $12 or $15 a plate, but it was a 4-course meal
Wow,
that we prepared and we
served.
served, and we ate with our families. And so she actually hired people to serve it. I shouldn't say they were former students. So by we, I mean students, but not necessarily the current students.
Right.
Like last year's seniors or whatever would come back and serve it. But we literally would go in and prepare it. And then, yeah, it was like you had to learn all the different forks and you had to learn all the different knives and spoons. And it was literally like, I had never in my entire life sat down to a meal and had more than one set of silverware at my place setting. So it was kind of a culture shock for me. But that was our fundraiser for our French class. And then that paid for a lot of our stuff and part of our trip too. So that was kind of cool. Back in the day when you could go to France
Yeah.
and Spain and
Yeah.
Germany.
Not too expensive, and
Yeah,
get families to put up the kids. Yeah. It's
yeah, it was the exchange
the
thing.
exchange thing. Yep, we did that a couple of years.
Yeah, and we were only there for with a family for 3-4 days, and then we were there not a little over a week. So part of the time with the family, and then the part of the time with our teacher. So that was really cool. But I don't think they do that anymore.
Well, totally off topic. My wife got fed up with the little tiny bird feeders because we have so many birds in our yard. She's like, "You need to make a bigger bird feeder." So I bought a 60-pound bag of black sunflower seeds, the black oil seeds, the little
Yep.
ones.
Yep.
I took a Tractor Supply Actually, I could probably spin it around and show you. I have a Tractor Supply bucket and a tray from a planter, and I just hung it in the tree, and I got 5 gallons of sunflower seeds. I've had birds here fighting all day. Where do I do my camera? Hi. How do
There
I
you are.
camera? Let's see. More settings. There we go. Back camera. So there it is right there.
Oh,
So
nice.
a little milk can one that holds like a gallon of seeds, and a 5-gallon Tractor Supply bucket. Which
I see birds. I can see them flying around there around the backside.
Yep. They're already on there now.
Yep.
So I don't think you want to look at my table here.
Oh, look at your little garden. I see your garden.
No, that's my where's my camera? So no, that's just that used to be a pond, but my garden is way up there.
No, I meant your flower beds, your little.
Oh, these?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever's left of them.
I got to get some stuff going for. Oh, all right. Bye, McForce. I got to get some stuff going for the indoor challenge. I want to get some stuff ready for that. So I'm kind of excited. I did some indoor gardening last year, but I got more space this year. So
yeah, I've never done indoor gardening over the winter time. I just start my seeds in January or February, and I got 2 48-inch by 16-inch done. Those steel shelving, not steel, but the wire shelving.
Yeah,
I got 2 of those, a bunch of lighting, and a table. It was my daughter's bedroom, so I have her old desk and that I used to start stuff. And I already brought in a bunch of pepper plants that I planted them in February, never made it to the garden. The poor things were so restricted in these little tiny cups. I just kept watering them, and all summer long they were just leggy and long. So I moved them into one of those 2-gallon white buckets, and I moved them into there. Holy crap! I already have 2 of them are about 3 feet tall, and I already have a poblano pepper growing on them, and they're downstairs in my living room right now. So I got to move those upstairs and get the lights on them and start getting everything ready to go.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Did you have to, are you there picking somebody up?
No, I'm not. I'm actually in my daughter's yard. We're doing okay. You missed this part. I've been borrowing my nephew's vehicle, because mine died a while back. I am getting a vehicle, I hope here soon, shortly. But I'm without a vehicle. So while I'm dog sitting, I can't borrow my brother or my nephew's vehicle and keep it and not bring it because they use it. So my daughter left a vehicle for me, which is really super nice, but it doesn't have power steering. The power steering pump is out.
Oh, I was going to say
you pour the fluid in the top and it runs out the bottom, and you pray that enough stays in on your short errand that you can pull into the park, have enough turn to pull into the parking space when you get back. So,
Nice. Not really.
so my other son-in-law heard that that the car was, giving me some problems, and he's like, I'm taking their son for the rest of the week while he's off from school, and they're like, well, why don't you just take my van? So my daughter picked me up at the time I was supposed to go live and brought me to her house, and then tonight I'm driving back with the van when he gets out of work. And so I'm just decided to go live from the driveway so you didn't have to hear her kids and her dogs and shit, you know.
I
So
thought you were at the school and finally got Wi-Fi.
no, the school does not have Wi-Fi. Like, it literally blocks part of the neighborhood's Wi-Fi. This blocker, it is horrible.
Nice.
If I lived within a couple blocks of the school, I would be complaining because I wouldn't be able to function in anything.
Well, it keeps people
But
from doing, parking out in the parking lot and stealing the Wi-Fi all the time.
what are they stealing? They're not stealing anything. Like, they don't let the kids use the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, they don't? Yeah.
no, that's why they block it, so the kids can't get on anything except school stuff.
Right.
And like, yeah, I mean, like, what? I just want to be able to use my own phone's Wi-Fi, my own phone, and be online. I don't want theirs. I want to be able to use, it blocks my Wi-Fi
Oh,
from being
geez.
used. Okay, I'm not trying to sign into their free Wi-Fi. I'm trying to use my own phone and can't use it
Oh, your
because
hotspot.
I
Yeah.
can't
Or
go.
just your
I
phone.
no,
Yeah.
I can't go live. It blocks me from using
Oh,
my own
what is it?
own
It blocks cell signals too?
apparently, because when I try to go live from there, I have no service. I can't get online. I can't even watch a YouTube video. It blocks it.
Oh, geez. Yeah,
So yeah,
that's
whatever
cellular
it
service it
is
blocks.
blocking everything, not theirs. It's blocking my
Yeah. Okay.
paid
So
for service.
they're blocking cell service so the kids aren't on their phones all day long.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're banned from their phones, so they're blocking everything. And it's
Yeah.
not. It doesn't turn off at 3 o'clock. Like, if you go there for a school event and park in the parking lot and wait to pick your kid up, I can't go on a video. I can't make a video. I can't go live from the
You can't even
parking
make
lot.
a. Can you make a phone call or no?
I can make a phone call, but I can't watch a YouTube video.
Yes.
Yeah. And I mean, this is at 7, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night when I'm waiting to pick my kid up from the basketball game or whatever.
Right.
It's horrible. It's like, wait a minute. It should not be on in effect at those hours. And if I lived there and they were doing that to my service, I'd be really pissed to have to pay for service, have them do that. You know.
Mm. Yeah, your tax dollars at work.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know what to do. But we have been on for almost an hour. Does anybody have any canning questions or anything before I wrap up here? Um about this. Anything? I will be doing hopefully a cranberry curd video this week, and I will be doing some of this processing of this venison that I was given this week, and then maybe I will sous vide my brisket
There you go.
or a portion of it because it's huge, and with just the two of us, and my son's not a big meat eater, so I don't know if I'll be eating more of it than he is. So we'll see if my grandson wants some or not. So we will definitely be doing some of that this week. Hopefully, I'll get a video out and maybe canning. I might can some of the venison into venison stew for my daughter since I have all these carrots and onions and all this stuff. So,
Sounds like a plan.
um, do I like the purple lids? I don't know what the purple lids are. I like the blue ones. I like Superb. And
Oh, maybe that's what she meant. Purple superb.
yeah, I love Superb. So I absolutely positively love the Superb lids. And you can save 10%. The code Rebel Canners 10, and the link is in all of my videos. You can save 10%. No, I don't use Purr. I only use Superb. I have not tried the Purr, so I can't I can't give you a good eval of them. I did buy some and then I misplaced them before I could try them because I wanted to do a comparison, and I have not um ever used them. So I'm really sorry.
Oh, where'd you go? And she's gone. Uh oh. Looks like I'm running the show. Not really. Hmm. All right. Well, I guess it's 2:55 and she's done. So I'm gonna log off. Have a great day, everyone.
I think I'm back. Are we still here, Mark? All right. Bye. Oh, okay. All right.